one of three different time frames: daily, weekly being the most popular, or monthly. Now, there are other time frames, quarterly, even annually, but the three most dominant time frames for dollar cost averaging, in my view, are daily, weekly, or monthly. Now, out of those three, I'd like to take the most dominant and what I consider to be the most appropriate of those three, the weekly buy of Bitcoin, or the weekly conversion into Bitcoin. All right, that's the one I want to focus on. When I speak of dollar cost averaging, I am talking about taking a specific portion, either a single dollar amount, a set dollar amount of the income that you make living your life, providing value for the world, whatever you do to provide value to your fellow man, to provide value to human society, whatever you do to earn an income for delivering value to the world, you are to take it. You are either going to take a specific dollar amount of that income or a specific percentage of that income every single week, and you're going to convert it into Bitcoin. That is what I mean by dollar cost averaging. When I speak, every single time that I mention dollar cost averaging here on X or in any medium for that matter, that is what is in my mind. A weekly conversion of a specific dollar amount, like $100 or $50 a week, or whatever the number is, you're going to stick to that number. And every single week, your purpose is singular in nature. It is simply to get more Bitcoin every single week of your life. With this weekly dollar cost averaging, you are to ignore price. You are to ignore what is going on in the world. You're to ignore any and all narratives that are popular at the time. You are to ignore the items so-called volatility. You are to ignore news. You're to ignore what's going on in the political scene, the geopolitical scene. You're to ignore everything. And if you are familiar with my work on dollar cost averaging, I've done a study over Bitcoin's 15-year life, and have found that of all the days of the week that's the most appropriate, there is a 24-hour period in almost every week in the week that is statistically better than all the other 24 hours of the entire week. And that is the 24 hours that starts my time. I'm using Eastern time, all right? New York time, let's say, all right? I would say from midday Sunday to midday Monday, using New York time. Now, I've done studies on this, and while it is not perfect, anyone who has been following this weekly dollar cost averaging using that 24-hour period, Sunday afternoon to Monday afternoon, they have statistically come out with more Bitcoin than if they did a Tuesday, if they did a Thursday, a Wednesday, a Saturday, a Friday, or what have you. All right. I've done that study. All right. And if anyone has been following that, they can attest to the fact that it's pretty damn good. All right. So that is what dollar cost averaging is. Now, I have a group of Bitcoiners that are they're members of my private Bitcoin club. We go into more sophisticated forms of dollar cost averaging. I have an institutional style or approach to dollar cost averaging that is even designed to get more. I don't want to go into the more sophisticated or the juiced up form of dollar cost averaging, or what I call dollar cost averaging on steroids. I don't want to go into that. This is not the forum for that, but I do want you to understand that there are even more sophisticated forms of this dollar cost averaging approach. But for the purposes of our talk, I want you to understand that is what I mean by dollar cost averaging. Picking a specific day or a specific 24-hour period every single week, keeping that time the same and keeping the amount the same. So if it's $50, it doesn't matter what's going on. It doesn't matter where the price is. You're putting $50 in every single week of your life during that 24-hour period or during the day that you've chosen. All right, that's dollar cost averaging. Now, the second style is lump sum. Now, when lump sum investing, usually comes into play when a person has a certain amount of capital that they intend on deploying into Bitcoin. And let's say that certain amount is $10,000. All right, let's keep the number simple. It could be 1,000, it could be 10,000, it could be 100,000, it could be a million, it doesn't matter. But you have a lump sum. Now, what's better with the lump sum? Is it better to just keep the lump sum on the side and just ease in with a dollar cost averaging approach until you deploy the entire 10,000? Or is it better to just take the 10,000 and dump it into Bitcoin all at once, at one point, one day, one moment, and you're in? All right. That's typically when lump sum becomes a topic, when someone has more than their weekly amount available and they want this amount to be in Bitcoin. But how do they get the lump in? Do they break it up into 4 parts and do one part every month? Do they ease it in over a 4-month period? Or do they just dump it all in? Okay. Well, that's what lump sum is. Lump sum comes into play when you all of a sudden come into a decent amount, a lump sum that's way over and beyond what you're doing on a weekly basis. How do you deploy that? That's lump sum. All right. We'll talk about that. Now, timing tops and bottoms. Okay. This approach is where a trader is trying to get more Bitcoin by buying the 4-year cycle at the bottom, selling Bitcoin, either a portion of it or all of it near the top, waiting for the next cycle to occur, drop, have its bear market, take that amount, go in near the bottom again. Bitcoin rises during its secondary 4 cycle. They sell a portion or all of it near the top and repeat, repeat, repeat. All right. That's the timing approach to getting more and more Bitcoin or more and more wealth.